Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about the VrayLights. So I make a box. Sorry if I'm going to make a plane. Click on material editor. My PC is stuck. I'm going to physical material. I want to convert this material. If I'm using V-Ray, then I'm going to use V-Ray material only. So I'm click on the V-Ray metal, V-Ray tab, and I'm going to get V-Ray metal. So I click and drag this material on this plane, and before I'm starting rendering, I get a nice model. I have a teapot in this create menu tab, so I click and drag a teapot. After this, I'm go to settings tab, render setup, and I'm going to just check renderer V-Ray advance. Fine. I'm not going to play with the GI acoustics and all these things and other V-Ray settings. I just keep it default as I can. I'm going to apply a same V-Ray metal on this pot. I'm close the V-Ray material box and I render this scene. I'm not getting anything in this scene, so I stop my render. If you're using a 3D Max lights, so you know there is a photometric light, standard lights, but when you're using a V-Ray, you should use a V-Ray lights only. If I click on this lights tab and I'm going to V-Ray, so you can see V-Ray light, V-Ray IES, V-Ray ambient light, and V-Ray sun. So I'm click on V-Ray light. I click Alt W for getting all 4 ports. I'm going on front view. I click and drag one light. I can control Alt W. Just press W for move the light. Zoom in and render the scene again, so you get lighting in your scene. But you can see my light is burning my scene. It's exposed. It's more exposure in my scene. So I stop the render and I'm click on the V-Ray light. I'm going settings tab, and I decrease this multiplier 30 to 5. So I render now this. So you can see I'm getting now cooler effects, but then also I'm burning my scene. So I stop this render. I go from left and up this light in Z-axis and rotates this light little bit. So now again going to perspective mode, press head for zoom in again and render the scene again. So you can see now I'm getting more nice effect, but then also I'm burning. So stop the render. The best method for getting test render is a studio method. So I delete all these things in my scene, even light also. Press Q, press Z. I'm going to drag one plane here. Click here. Sorry, I'm just using Houdini engine also in 3D Max. So press like lens segments. If I click F4 on the screen, you can see the segments. I decrease to 1, and this like which segment is 1. I click here, go to edit poly. After going edit poly, I'm click on edge and extrude this. Go to extrude and extrude this height. Now again I'm going to select one edge and go to chamfer for smoothness. I increase the size and increase the subdivisions, so I'm getting more smoother result. So now I'm going to press M and apply some V-Ray material on these things. I should make this white So if I go to diffuse, I press Alt W for making, I'm getting some foreviews. I'm going from left side, and now I'm dragging a VrayLight from left side, click and drag. Go to top view, press W, press shift and drag this light other side. Make sure you can keep it copy if you want to change the color lights. Press E and on angle snap mode, so you can rotate this light with angle wise. Okay, so press move button again and make sure your light should be on safe distance from your plane. So now I'm going to top view again and fix one physical camera. Directly click here to here, second click here. Okay, so now I'm going to click here and press C for camera. Now you can see, but if I press shift F, so I get a more safe frames. Safe frames means what a part you get in your render scene. It's called safe frames. So I'm going to use my dolly camera and just zoom a little bit. So now I render my scene. You can see this is also burning, so I stop, I click on this light, I decrease to 5 and another one also 5. Now I render the scene. If I click, I should decrease the value again. One and one. Now I render the scene, but then also my scene is burning, man. So I click on 8 key and you can see the physical camera exposure. So I click on, it's called exposure control panel, but I keep it no exposure control and render the scene again. So you can see I'm getting more soft effect. So now time to put some materials and render the scene. You can see now my scene is not burning, so not overexposed. I'm stop the render. I'm click on, I'm just use a teapot for rendering. I get a 3 pot. Press W, shift and drag, so I can make a copies. So I make first material is a metal, second one is a gold, and third one is a glass. So going to click on this first material, change the name. When you're making a material, you should give a name. I make a metal. Go to physical camera, go to Vray metal and diffuse full black when you are going to make a metal, reflection full white, and you should off Furna reflections. Just click here and drag. Metal is ready. Second material is a gold. Diffuse should be black. Reflection red 180, green 80, and blue should be 15, and press OK and drag this material on second teapot. And third is a glass. Glass have a fraction value. So physical material, press Vray metal. Diffuse should be black. Reflection a half, and refract full white or just close to white. Press OK and click and drag on third teapot and render the scene. So you can see the metal is looking nice, but gold looks fake. So I stop render, I click on gold and I forget to off my Fernal reflection. So I disable my Fernal reflection and render the scene again. So you get nice gold. If someone come and tell you, I want a blurry reflections, I want less reflections in metal, glass or a teapot, just go to edge glass and keep 0.6. Also metal, keep 0.6 and render the scene. So you get a less reflections in your object, some blurry reflections. Thank you. If you like, then please like the video, subscribe my channel. If you don't like, please don't come here. Thank you for watching the video.